Assalamualaikum and hello to everyone. My name is Fatin Syakirah, matrix number 2190787, and today I would like to talk about Windows operating system. So let's start with introduction. What is an operating system? An operating system, or OS, is a software which acts as an interface between the end user and the computer hardware. So every computer have at least one OS to run other programs. The OS helps you to communicate with the computer without knowing how to speak the computer's language. The most common operating system used by the users are Microsoft Windows, Apple Mac OS, Linux, Android, and Apple's iOS. But the most famous operating system used by the users is Windows. Windows OS is a proprietary, or also known as closed-source operating system. It is developed by Microsoft Corporation and released on November 20th, 1985. It has different versions such as Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows XP, but the latest one is Windows 10. So we're gonna move to memory management of the operating system. It has 32 bits and 64 bits. So I'm gonna explain to you about the 32 bits first. The default 32-bit Windows configuration provides up to 4 GB. The addressable memory space is shared and divided equally between active applications and the kernel. With 4 GB of physical memory available, 2 GB will be allocated to the kernel and 2 GB to application memory. The kernel mode address space is shared across processes, and the application mode access space is allocated for each user process. As for the 64-bit Windows, it is a configuration that provides up to 16 terabytes of addressable memory space that is divided equally between the kernel and the user applications. With 16 terabyte of physical memory available, 8 terabyte virtual address space will be allocated to the kernel, and the other 8 terabyte virtual address space to user application memory. The kernel virtual address space is shared across processes. Next is file management. File management can be done through Windows Explorer or My Computer. Windows Explorer displays the list of files, folders, and storage drives on your computer. It also lists any network drives that have been mapped to as a drive on your computer. Windows Explorer can be used to copy, move, rename, and search for files and folders. And for the last bit, I will explain about process management. But first, what is a process? A process is a software program that is currently running in Windows. So every process has its own ID, which is a number that identifies it. Next is, what is a thread? A thread is an object that identifies which part of the program is running, and each thread has its own ID. So process management in Windows contains its own independent virtual space, with both code and data, protected from other processes. Each process in turn contains one or more independently executing threads. A thread running within a process can execute application code, create new threads, create new independent processes, and manage communication and synchronization among the threads. That's all for now. Thank you for watching.